from Arizona, Mr. Crane, for 5 minutes for question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to everybody who came to testify before this committee today. Wow, no wonder we are in this spot. If y'all don't get it, if y'all just get a chance to go watch this entire hearing, for all of you Americans out there that are wondering why we have this just complete invasion at our southern border, this hearing will give you a really good idea of why. You know, the amount of gaslighting and misdirection that I've heard in this chamber today could choke the average American with complete frustration. It's really not chaotic. It's really not a big problem. The numbers are down. We've seen the slides. We've seen the graphs and the charts of that. It's really our Second Amendment that's causing this problem. The right that we have to keep and bear arms. That's really the problem. The other problem is obviously walls are hurting people. Walls don't work. They're archaic. People are falling off them, getting hurt. It's unbelievable to me. You know, it's sad, Mr. Bensman, because I've been following you for a while, and I know that this is a big issue to you. You've been following it for a long time, haven't you, sir? You know, I listen to my colleagues, and, you know, it's interesting because I never hear them talk about the genesis of this whole thing. Mr. Bensman, did you hear President Biden during his campaign talk about, did you hear some of the quotes that he said about people coming to this country? And basically telling people, hey, if you want to come here and you're fleeing oppression, you can come. Did you hear that?
From all 15 candidates for the Democratic primary, they were kind of trying to outdo each other on policy, who could open the door the widest, who could let the most in, and believe me, they heard it.
Yeah, just for clarification, those quotes, Democratic debate on September 12th of 2019, we're a nation who says if you want to flee and you're freeing oppression, you should come. Democratic debate, June 27th of 2019, and those who come seeking asylum, we should immediately have the capacity to absorb them, even though we don't. Keep them safe until they can be heard. Mr. Bensman, what do you think was going to happen when you heard the possible president of the United States saying those things?
Well, I was in southern Mexico during some of those debates, and I interviewed, very surprised to find many immigrants heading to the northern border, which was closed under Trump policies, to wait for the day a Democrat won and Trump lost. I had lots of interviews with people in February, March of 2020, months before the election. They started moving just on those campaign promises.
Mr. Ramirez, you were probably out tending to your cattle or showing some hunter around your ranch, but did you happen to hear those comments from candidate Biden at the time?
Yes, sir.
Did you think your life was about to get a little bit more difficult?
I didn't know it was going to happen in the volume that it did.
What do you think when you sit in this chamber and you hear my colleagues on the other side who don't ascribe any credit to those words and what a presidential candidate was saying?
I don't know what I'd say. What I'm here to say is that ranchers, people that try to feed this country, are being impacted in a very serious way. And we are being impacted because we are not securing the border.
Ms. Tambunga, did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes.
Bunga?
Tambunga.
Tambunga. Thank you for coming here today, and I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I did hear you say that our government has let you down. Is that correct, ma'am?
That's correct.
Can you expand on that a little bit? How has this government let you down?
Failing to see the problem. I'm going to say something, and I'm going to say this one thing to every person up there right now. I have been in this room twice now, and it is offensive as an American citizen, as a person of the people, to see you up here constantly bickering, going back and forth. I have given you a problem. What happened to my family is a problem. What is happening to Mr. Ramirez is a problem. And I feel like now I'm a mother here without a child to scold, but here I am scolding you. because I'm disappointed in your work, your lack of efforts to work together. Here is the problem we're presenting. Fix it. Put your egos and your pride aside and fix it.
Thank you. I yield back.
The gentleman yields. Gentlewoman from Georgia. I apologize. The gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Jackson Lee, is recognized.